You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Never put metal in the microwave. It's a rule most of us follow without a second thought. But have you ever wondered why? The reason is a fascinating mix of science, practicality, and safety. To really understand why metal is such a problem, it helps to first look at how a microwave oven actually works. Your microwave doesn't generate heat in the traditional sense, like an oven with heating coils. Instead, it creates invisible waves of energy called microwaves. Deep inside the appliance, there's a device called a magnetron, which is basically a powerful radio wave generator. When you press start, the magnetron shoots these microwaves into the food compartment. Now here's the clever part. These waves are specifically tuned to be absorbed by certain molecules, especially water. Most of the food you eat contains a lot of water. When the microwaves hit the water molecules in your food, they cause them to vibrate back and forth incredibly fast, millions of times per second. Think about what happens when you rub your hands together quickly. They get warm from the friction. It's a similar idea. This rapid vibration of water molecules creates friction, which generates heat, and that heat is what cooks your food from the inside out. So, to put it simply, microwaves make water molecules dance, and that dance creates the heat that cooks your dinner. This is where metal enters the picture, because it behaves completely differently. Unlike your leftover pizza or a cup of water, metal doesn't really have water molecules for the microwaves to interact with. Instead, metal has something else, a sea of electrons that are free to move around. This is what makes metal a great conductor of electricity. When the microwaves hit a piece of metal, these free electrons get very excited and start moving around rapidly. And when those excited electrons start moving, two main things can happen. The first problem is what you could call the mirror effect. Imagine shouting in a room with soundproof walls. The sound gets absorbed. Now, imagine shouting in a room with smooth, hard marble walls. Your voice would echo and bounce all over the place. Smooth, thick metal acts just like that marble wall, but for microwaves. Instead of absorbing the energy, the metal surface reflects it. This is actually why the inside of your microwave is made of metal, to keep the waves contained and focused on the food. But if you put a metal bowl in the oven, it acts like a shield. The microwaves bounce right off it, preventing them from ever reaching the food inside. Even worse, all those reflected microwaves can bounce back to the magnetron, the very device that created them. Sending all that energy back to its source can overload and permanently damage it. Now, besides just reflecting the waves, there's another, more dangerous phenomenon that can occur, especially with thin or sharp pieces of metal. Things like a fork, a twist tie, or crinkled aluminum foil act like tiny antennas. They are incredibly effective at collecting the microwave energy, causing a strong electrical charge to build up on any sharp edges or points. When this electrical charge becomes too strong, it needs to discharge. It does this by leaping through the air to another point, either on the metal itself or to the metal wall of the microwave. This discharge creates a bright, loud, and very hot spark of electricity. This is called arcing. You are literally creating a small-scale lightning storm inside your microwave. While this lightning show might sound interesting, it's also where the real danger lies. The primary risk is fire. Those sparks from arcing are extremely hot enough to ignite flammable materials instantly. If there's a paper towel, a cardboard container, or even just some greasy food residue in the microwave, a single spark can set it on fire. Within seconds, you could have a serious fire contained inside an electrical appliance, which is a very dangerous situation. So, in the end, the simple advice holds true for very good reasons. Don't put metal in the microwave. At best, your food won't cook. More likely, you'll damage your appliance. And at worst, you could start a fire. It's one piece of kitchen advice that is absolutely worth following.